Hey, 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 man. You just gotta kind of step back and just admire. I think what that team was able to accomplish. Down 2-0 in the NLDS, win 3 games in a row. That's a sweep. That's a serious sweep. Down 3 games to 1 here against the Cardinals in the NLCS, and then you win 3 games in a row. That's another sweep. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy, like what that team done. Rooting for the Giants, it messes with your head, man. It really does because realistically, you look at the team and you're like, okay, well, they don't have this that other teams do. They don't have that. I mean, definitely the lineup. And I was saying early on in the NLCS that the Giants just weren't getting the hits. They weren't getting runners on, and then the last 3 or 4 games, they finally started getting the hits. You just never know how things are going to turn out, especially with this team, man, because they look so bad sometimes, like offensively, and you're like, man, that's it, it's done, it's not going to happen. And then they do some crazy stuff like this where they win 3 games in a row, and then you're like, oh man, they're the best team ever, dude, I love them and stuff. And then the next day you're like, nervous again. It's a roller coaster, man. It's crazy, but it's awesome right now. You know, you got to respect everything that the Giants have done to this point, but at the same time, I'm not getting too excited. I'm not celebrating too much. Neither the Giants. You know what I mean? They have a walkthrough tomorrow morning. World Series is in 2 days. It's business. You know what I mean? It's this my mindset, my focus right now is just so much on just like the intricacies of how the series is going to play out. Like I'm not even. I mean, I was happy that they won, and I'm super excited, but just for a minute, and then I started thinking, okay, well, what's Marco Scudero's career numbers versus Verlander and Doug Fister, the first 2 pitches for the Tigers? Turns out, Scudero is a 217 batting average against Verlander, 23 at bats. He has 8 strikeouts, a double and a triple though. And then against Doug Fister, man, 1 for 11, a 091 batting average, but only 1 strikeout. So that's the kind of stuff that this right here. That's what I think about. You know what I mean? That's going to be crucial. Scudero is just the MVP, man. We got to carry his momentum, and it's a tall order. Facing the Tigers, there's good things and bad things, right? I mean, the Giants, like their pitching rotation is in such a disarray. The order is all messed up. The Tigers are able to have everything set up. They know Verlander's going to pitch in Game 1, and Verlander, man, is crazy, dude. He's got filthy stuff. He's just a ridiculous pitcher. But you know what? So is Cliff Lee in 2010. I mean, Cliff Lee had the postseason pedigree, and he was unhittable and he was unfathomable, and there's no way that they could get it done. And that first game was in, San Francisco, and that crowd, man, is electric, dude. That place when the sun is going down and you get the bay, the water off the bay, and it's just nice and just it's alive, man. That ballpark is just alive. You feel the electricity, dude. You feel the love in that place, and Verlander Game 1. I don't know, man. I think just the Giants just maybe off momentum and moxie, get Game 1. They get Game 1, then hey, what's up with Game 2? I mean, when you see what Zito did in Game 5, even that night before, I was so down. I was like, it's not gonna happen, man. What a bummer. The whole season comes down to this. But then I woke up that morning and I thought all Zito has to do is win, and then they got to, they go back to San Francisco, win 2 more games, and it was like I just knew it was going to happen. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to jinx it. I didn't want to be cocky about it or be just rattling off. But I just felt like they were going to win. I felt like they were going to win Game 6, and I felt like they were going to win Game 7. Maybe that's why I didn't celebrate so much and get crazy. But I kind of felt that way before. And just right now, you look at, there's a lot of formidable things about the Tigers. I mean, they got that lineup that's crazy. All their pitchers, their starters are 5-1 with a 1.23 something ERA in the postseason. I mean, that's daunting. That's just nuts. what they have, how they've blown through the American League. But you see it all the time. They had days of rest. The Giants are just going with it. They don't have to travel. The Giants don't have to travel. It's home again. You know what I mean? It's home cooking. It's basically a 4-game homestand. And so it's a party, man. That crowd's electric. I think they're going to step in there, and I think they're going to I don't know, man. I got a good feeling about it. You don't want to, get in the way of it, but man, I think in a couple weeks, it's got the chance, it's got the possibility definitely to be like one of the greatest, I don't know, just a cool thing to happen for Giants fans. And I love Giants fans, and I love you guys watching these videos. And let's go Giants. But man, it ain't over, dude. Don't get crazy, don't get hungover, don't get drunk, dude, because it's on. Because it is on. Yeah.